Hi, this is Katie. I love this shirt, but looking at it right now kind of reminds me of the Jerry Seinfeld puffy shirt. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Does that, oh boy. That's all I'm gonna think about this whole video now, is I'm wearing the puffy shirt. Nowhere near as puffy as Jerry's, but kind of puffy. Okay. So today I'm going to start a new series on my YouTube channel. It's just gonna be for the month of May, and it's going to be called Katie Tells You How She Packs for Road Trips. That's way too long. Katie road trips, packing. That doesn't make sense. Katie look at how Katie packs. Katie goes on road trips and packs. Katie shuts up because she could not think of a title for this new series. But I think that you get the gist. I'm going to show you over the next 5 weeks how I pack for road trips. I'm going to show you how I pack a suitcase, how I pack my toiletry bag, and then also some little like road trip hacks that I have. I'm going to show you those later in the month. But if you do want to see all the videos in this series, make sure to subscribe to my channel and then you'll get notified when they all come out, which is going to be every Tuesday. But subscribe anyway, because then you'll know which one comes out which day, and it's fun and a surprise, but then not a surprise because then you'll know. So today's video, I'm going to talk about what's in my like personal bag. It used to be a backpack. I used to always have a backpack. There's one hair that just keeps going in my mouth. But I used to carry a backpack with all like my essentials. That's what that word is. I was trying to think of that word. The essentials bag. I used to have a backpack, but my backpack's getting very, very old, and I could not find a new one that I like. So I bought this instead. I just bought it. The tag is still on it because I don't know if I want to keep it, but I think I might, but I still think I might want a backpack. I don't know. Whatever. It's this bag. It's not as big as it looks here. I mean, it's pretty big, but it's not like, it's not too big. It's not like duffel bag big. It's not huge. It's just big enough for like an essentials bag. So I'm going to show you what's in my essentials bag. Obviously for all these videos, everybody's different. Everybody has different like personal items that they want to bring. Everybody packs differently. Everybody is just different. So what's in my bag is probably not going to be the same as what's in your bag, and you might be like, Katie, half that stuff is stupid, or half that stuff you don't need, or you forgot 20 things, but I might put them in a different bag, or I might already keep them in the car, or things like that. So there's no need for like criticism or like you did it wrong. This is just my personal preference. This series of videos is to give some tips, but also if you guys just want to see what I pack. I love watching the videos that are like what's in my bag or what's in my makeup bag, those kind of videos. The hair keeps getting in my mouth. I love watching those videos. I like to see what people carry around with them and how people pack and what people pack. So whether you want to watch this series for tips or to be nosy, I understand. So again, today is going to be the essentials bag. And this one I kind of keep with me. If I'm on a solo road trip, I'd keep it in the front seat of my car. If I'm with a few people, I'd just still keep it near me because this is kind of stuff that I might want to reach for throughout the day. So let's just jump right in. Let's just start with like the big pockets. This. The first thing I'm going to start with is like the most obvious thing in the entire world. This is Biscuit. This is my little bison that I got at Yellowstone like a year ago. And I like to bring him when I go on road trips because I love him and he likes to go on road trips with me. The next thing, which is also kind of obvious, is my computer. And then along with this, I would bring my computer's charger and probably an external hard drive or a flash drive because I have a MacBook Air, so it doesn't hold that much. So I need my external hard drive to do a lot of stuff like editing videos. So I'd have that with me. So the next thing is a change of clothes. And I don't have like a full change of clothes in here because obviously I'd have my suitcase with all my real clothes. But also if I was only going on like a weekend trip and this was the only bag I'd bring, yeah, I'd put a few changes of clothes in here, like full outfits. But if this is just my essentials bag that I'd keep near me, I'd keep an extra shirt, a pair of underwear, and a pair of socks in here, like just in case. Just in case you spill, or just in case your feet get cold and you need socks, or if you don't really have time to change, like get into your suitcase and change your whole outfit, just change your underwear and your shirt and you're kind of, that's new. People wear jeans multiple times anyway. So anyway, a little change of clothes. So the next thing is your Bible. Now I did not bring my Bible in here because my Bible's pretty big. So if you have like a compact Bible, you could put that in there, or I would just read the Bible on my phone if I'm going away for like a little road trip. If I'm going away for a while, I'd bring my own Bible because I like to read like an actual book better than I like to read on my phone. But if I'm just going away for a few days and I don't really have the room, or it's also like pretty heavy, so if I don't want to carry around my big Bible, I just use the app on my phone. But I do have a devotional with me. I love this devotional. My boyfriend got it for me a few months ago. And again, you could just have a devotional on your phone, but I just really like this one. So I'd want to carry this one around with me. And then on the same topic of reading, I'd bring a book with me. If you're alone and you stop at night and you're bored, you could read. Or if you're with other people in the car, you can read if you don't get car sick. I get car sick, but I know my boyfriend can read in the car. I don't know how he does it. But just bring a book anyway, because you might get bored at some point, and sometimes you just need a book. This is The War of Art. I read this about a year and a half ago or so, and it's like one of the best books I've ever read for like motivation. Yeah, it says break through the blocks and win your inner creative battles. It's like, that makes it sound like sappy. It's not sappy. It's very like pushy motivational. It's about like resistance. Like resistance doesn't want you to do this, and then blah blah blah. It's a really good book, especially the blah 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 part. Really 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 good. So the next thing that I have in here is an extra pair of glasses, because these might break. You have no idea. Or if you wear contacts, bring a pair of glasses as well, just in case. Or you might lose them or something, or they might fall in a well. I don't know what you do with your glasses, but always just bring an extra pair. And then obviously bring a pair of sunglasses as well. I should have these in the case, but I don't. And then what's next? What's next? So this I got at TJ Maxx or Marshall's for just a few dollars, and it's a little nail kit. Obviously, you don't need to carry all this stuff with you. You could just carry a nail file and or a nail clipper. But I like having all this, especially because I like having it in a case, because it's easier to spot and you know where it is. But this has a nail clipper, scissors, a cuticle pusher, and 2 nail files in it. And again, I just like that it's in its own little case, so that when it's in my bag, I can see it and I know where it is. So the next thing I have is just a hairbrush. You can keep it in a toiletry bag, but I like to have another one in here. The next thing I have in here is sunscreen. You can bring a big one like this one, or I have a really little travel sized one in there as well. That would really only be good for like a few days. So if you're going away for a while, or you have more than one person in the car with you, bring a big thing of sunscreen, because you need it. Don't be dumb about your skincare. The next thing I have, obvious, dry shampoo. Batiste tropical scent one is my favorite. I usually keep this in the car, but if you don't already have one in your car, keep one in your bag, because you will need it, because you won't be able to shower every day probably, unless you get hotels or something. But you probably won't be able to shower every day, and you probably will be gross. So this will help you feel a little bit less gross. The next thing I have in here is a Nintendo DS. This is my boyfriend's. He lent it to me because he knows that I like playing Mario Kart. And yes, I say Mario, not Mario. I know, make fun of me, go ahead, that's fine. So he lent this to me, and this is also really good. If you get carsick reading, you might get a little bit less carsick playing a video game. Or again, if you're bored or you want to take a break from driving or something and just kind of zone out for a little while, bring a little video game. I'd have Mario Kart in here. I probably would bring a few games, but Mario Kart's the best one. And Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Those are like my 2 favorite games to play on little things like this. The next thing I have in here is like your vitamins or supplements or your pills. I would not keep these in your big, this thing, what's that thing called? Suitcase. I would not keep them in your suitcase. If anything, I'd keep them in your purse or in this bag. And then also make sure to keep these out of the sun. So if you're gonna have these in your bag, make sure that your bag's pretty hidden and not in like the direct rays of the sun, because then you can't really use them anymore. Because then I think they either go bad, or they just like get not as potent or whatever, like they don't work as well, so don't let them be in the sun. And the last thing that I have in the main compartment is this. And so I carry a pretty small purse most of the time because I have a bad shoulder, so it's not really good for me to have a heavy purse. So this is kind of just like my extra purse stuff that would be in a big purse if I carried around a big purse. So I even throw this in the car sometimes with me just when I'm going out for like a few hours because it has things like a powder. It has my little sunscreen that I got from Tarte. Look how tiny this is. It's like the smallest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I have a hair tie. I have a bobby pin. I like to keep my bobby pins like on the side of a little bag because I feel like I don't lose them that way. You know what I mean? Like this. Can you see? I like to keep them like that. I also have just some more makeup, concealer, an eyebrow pencil, some lipstick, some lip gloss. I also have hand sanitizer wipes. I like the wipes better than the gel, but whatever, that's a preference again. I also have some feminine products in here because you never know when you're gonna need those. And that's about it in here. So this is, yeah, again, just like little necessities that you kind of don't want to lose, put in a bag and then throw the bag in the bag. It's just easier to find things this way instead of just like on the bottom of the big bag, you know? And then, so still in the big compartment, there's a zipper compartment that I only keep 2 things because these are like the really important things. I would keep some cash, but I don't have cash in there right now. But some change, some quarters. This is how I hold my quarters. Okay, Katie. Just like a few dollars in quarters because of tolls and or parking meters, because some of them still need quarters. So just have them on you. And then I think honestly, one of the most important things is to have a spare key. Whether you keep this in the car or somebody else that you're with carries it with them, because if you lose your key or your purse gets stolen or your key gets stolen or whatever, it's a lot easier to just get a locksmith to get into your car and then to get your spare key than having to find a spare key and then get it mailed to you or have a spare key made or something like that. So I really, really think that you should carry your spare key with you when you're on a road trip. Okay, so that's it for the big compartment. Now there's 2 small compartments on the outside. They're not that small. This one's bigger than my hand, but smaller. This one mostly has like wipes. So napkins, obviously, because I'm messy, so I just assume that everybody's messy. You can keep a lot in your car, but it's always just good to have extras like everywhere so that you don't run out or like you're surprised by them, which is always fun. I think like if I'm surprised by napkins or tissues, oh, it's like the best day of my life. I cannot be without tissues. If you know anything about me, you know that my nose is runny all the time. So tissues, I need tissues. And hand warmers are good, even if you're going away in the summer. In a lot of places, it gets cold at night. And if you're staying in the car, you might want some hand warmers. You can put them on your feet or on like your back or wherever you get cold, your knees, I don't know. And then some like Pacifica underarm wipes. Obviously you can keep deodorant in here. I just like these better for when I'm on the road. And then either baby wipes and or makeup remover wipes and or just face wipes, just things to wipe your body so that you feel cleaner when you're not really that clean. So in this last little compartment, I have earbuds and I have them in this little handy dandy case, which I think is great because you know how easy it is for earbuds to get tangled. So in this case, they don't get tangled. I have a lotion, just a hand lotion, or or body lotion, just a lotion. I have a little essential oil spray. This one's called Panic Button. It's a relax, stay calm one. So if I'm getting like a little anxious or a little like this, spray this. It might calm you down. I don't really know if it really works, but I like to think that it might. And then, is this the last thing in here? Yeah. And then the last thing in here is a notebook and pen. I like to write down things that happen. Usually I do it on my phone, but sometimes it's nice to write it down with, your actual hands. Because I've actually heard that it helps you remember it better if you write it down with a pen and paper. This is sticking to this. The wonder of magnets. And that is all I have in here. So there are some obvious things that you might be like, Katie, you forgot a million things. There are only really 2 things that I know that I like forgot, but I didn't forget them. There's one's at my mom's house and one is in like the trunk somewhere and I just didn't feel like finding it. So the one that is in the car somewhere is my, what is it called? What is this called? Battery pack. My like emergency battery pack, external battery pack thing for my phone. Because if there's like 4 people in the car, or even if there's 2, or even if you're just not driving that much and you're like hanging out at a campsite or something all day, it's just better to have like an external battery pack. Just make sure that it is charged. Make sure that it is full of charge battery stuff. And then the last thing is a camera. I use my phone mostly, but I also do have a waterproof camera, which is like the coolest thing that I own. I used it a lot when I went on my trip about 2 years ago because I went hiking in a river and I went whitewater rafting. So both of those things, my camera got wet, and if I dropped it, it would have like been donezo for a real camera. But for that camera, it was just like, what? I can take it. What? And it was great. So so I think a waterproof camera actually is a great idea to own. And then there's also things that you might think that you should keep in here, but that I keep in the car just in general already, like a Swiss Army knife, like a flashlight, like cleaner things for your glasses. I just keep those in my glove compartment. So if you want to keep them in this bag, that's fine. If you want to keep them in your glove compartment, that's also fine. So again, these are just some of my suggestions and what would be in my little essentials bag with little biscuits. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what's in your essentials bag. Leave me some comments telling me some other essential items that you need that maybe I didn't mention. And also let me know in the comments if you're excited about this series. And that is it. Loudest truck in the world. And that's it. I love you. Jesus loves you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.